What was your proudest gaming moment? I've gone my entire gaming career without calling people the N-word. Beating the Ender Dragon for the first time with my 9-year-old son during lockdown. It was his first time too. Took us 5 weeks to build up the courage to venture into the end. We had never been there in survival. 25-ish minutes later we were reading the end credit poem thing for the first time ever. NGL, I almost cried. We called each other Dragon Slayer for about a week after that. Hands down the best moment in all my 30-odd years of gaming. Learning to read due to how much I wanted to play FF7. I have autism, so I couldn't read as a child and was bullied for it. I learned thanks to that game and completed it. Whoever said video games are bad for you is stupid. Halo Reach 1v8. I was a clan leader and we had a dispute with another clan, so I challenged them to a 1v8. First team with 100 deaths loses. I won. Actually, I don't think the team with 8 players would have a big advantage in a team deathmatch just because the bigger team has more players to kill at any one time. Imagine being on the 8-player team and only getting 1 kill every minute because there's only 1 player to kill. As the 1-player team though, you still have to be better than the majority of the 8-player team, so I still give you credit. You don't think these things through mathematically in the moment as teenagers. Lol, I will say I only died 16 times. Men, we are surrounded by the enemy. We have the greatest opportunity ever presented in Army. We can attack in any direction. Jen. Anthony McAuliffe. Battle of the Bulge. World War II. Beating Super Mario Bros. In 457.277. Back in original WoW, my guild was the first to down Onyxia on Uldum server. She's a big dragon. I'll never forget the cheers over the headset. There hasn't been such a great moment since. Many whelps, left side. I was a squeaker during MW2 days and this older dude said I was ass, so I beat him in a 1v1. Platinum on Dark Souls 3. Took me over 100 hours and a lot of gooding. Completing my Pokédex. I landed the cargo plane in the tunnel under the military base while being chased by 3 MK2 oppressors. GTA 5 Online. Winning an online match in Smash Ultimate with about 1 frame every 5 seconds. The lag is real. Nice. 7000 ping squad here. Getting hate mail on Titanfall after killing a cloak camper constantly with the softball. Beating D's 3. Getting 1000 gamer score in Halo 3 and unlocking that sweet Hayabusa with the katana. Finally defeating Sword Saint Ishin in Sekiro. God, that game is a masterpiece, but that particular boss took me at least 40 tries before I figured out his whole moveset and how to counter it. Upon defeating him, my hands were shaking. I've been gaming for over 30 years. There's been some crazy rushes and heart palpitations over the years, but Sekiro took it to a level I've never experienced before. There were a few times that I actually had to control my breathing after beating a boss because I was worried about my heart stopping. It was going so crazy. Legit worried me a few times. That's one of the few games where after failing over and over again the end resulting adrenaline rush was an actual needle to the brain. It was really a true high. Diamonds in Minecraft. Getting my quest cape in old school RuneScape, and every time I've regained it since. Chad. Nailing that final jump at the end of Halo 3. I think I cried. I ace clutched on last round and became level 10 on Face It. Beating the 2-time MTG World Champion on Arena. Grinding MTG games at local tourneys and having a period of mediocre tourney results makes it hard to put into perspective how you are progressing as a competitive player. But being paired up against MTG pros on Arena happens more often than I would have imagined. And my record against some of the best is not too shabby. I spent about a year on 149 stars on Super Mario 64 DS. Had done 29 secret stars and had absolutely no idea where the last one was. I genuinely can't explain to you how happy I was when I finally found it. Top 10 moment of my life for sure. Be me. Have N64 in Super Mario World. Get 119 stars. I think 120 was max. Not sure. Just needed one. The F***king game didn't tell you where it was, so I just had to go through every single level to look for it. Took forever. Finally beat it thinking I must see and get Yoshi Woo. Apparently you just get 100 more lives. Never played that game again. SMH. Big disappointment LMAO. Oh dang, that was exactly me too. Which was your last secret star? Mine was collecting all the red coins in the ice level that unlocks Wario. Ooh, I loved that entire world. Walking through the mirror to get to it gave me so much joy for some reason, lol. Mine is quite a funny story, but it was the 5 silver stars in that chute underneath a brick block in the courtyard full of booze. I'd watched my brother do that star very early on, and it was such an obvious one that I just assumed I must have done it at some point. I finally just decided to check it out of desperation and couldn't believe it when the star was golden instead of blue. Killing the fucking Valkyrie Queen in God of War is definitely up there. Watching the platinum trophy pop up after trashing Sigrun is also my proudest achievement so far. Took me around 20 fights to get it. Playing Rust. Successfully recruited 3 or 4 high school-aged kids to harvest building materials. Things were going so well they started working through the night to prepare for raids and skipping school during the day. The obsession was real. I didn't have to do a thing when I signed on. Plenty of weapons for me ready to go. Started to feel pretty guilty after the first 2 weeks or so, as I was becoming some sort of cult figure to the Monsieur. Reading the summit for the first time in Celeste. Finishing Army of 2 TDC. I wish they would make more of those games. Yay. Skyrim Platinum on PS3. It wasn't hard. Honestly, it's probably one of the easiest I have Telltale games. But it was my first. Not because I went in a trophy bunt, but because I loved Skyrim. Monsieur, I did the vast majority of the trophies, though natural progression. Skyrim as a game means a lot to me. Up until Skyrim I played games like COD and NFS. Great franchises, don't get me wrong. But my gaming habits were one-dimensional. I got Skyrim as a gift and gave it a chance. It might have been like hour 5 that I realized I loved the game. I saw something that looked interesting, so I went up to it. And then to another. And another. By the time I stopped playing, I had spent an enormous amount of time doing nothing. And I loved every second of it. Skyrim opened my eyes to exploring other genres and other ways to play other than fast-paced instant gratification. The game itself means a lot to me. Getting my first platinum in it cemented that. And that is why it is my proudest moment. Because that platinum is a reminder of what one game did for me. Without it I would never have given a game like Transistor or even TLOU a chance. Thanks to Skyrim I have many fond gaming memories. And it started with that platinum. I beat my whole neighborhood in a Super Smash Bros. Tournament on N64 using Fox. So many people were there it had to be held in his backyard. This was before online gaming took over. So I was convinced I was the greatest Smash player in the world. I sunk 3 galleons with a single mega keg on a solo sloop in Sea of Thieves at the FOTD. Grabbed the key after all 3 sunk. Dropped the good loot on a rowboat and parked it at a small island nearby and drove my sloop over. Pretty good day. Muting my mic when I raged. Clutching a 1v5 against Platts in Siege. Catching Primal Groudon on only a single try. Haha. I had a 5-person revive with Mercy on Dorado at the first checkpoint. No hate here. But the other team had 5/6 players with character names I couldn't pronounce and were humping us a lot. We won the point and went full turtle on them on defense. Got Potg. It was my first time using my new skin. I got Potg as Torb. Nice. Was looking for now one. I killed a whole gank squad in DS3. It was glorious. Path of Pain, Hollow Knight, beating the original Ninja Gaiden, circa 1993. COD WAW, where I went 30-1 with just a bolt-action rifle. My cousin, who's also really good, was in the same game. I'm starting to think the other team isn't really sucked. I put a lot of time into COD 4, and when WAW came out I loved it. Probably put the same amount of time in on WAW. Something so fun about using the K98K with no scope and just blasting people. Yes, in that game if they had juggernauts you had to two-shot them, monsieur. My friend and I used bolt action, always without a scope attachment in that game, and we both always had 2.7 KDs that were always slowly climbing. F***CK, we were nuts at that game. Contrast by everyone else using 3-shot Chillhop as FKS MGs with really good accuracy that you could just run and spray with, on top of using juggernauts so they were 2-shot kills, or headshot, aka we were using the hardest shit ever, and they were using the easiest shit ever, and we still will murk them all day. Some shit mechanics in that game. Juggernauts. But those were some good times. Around 1989 I got Tetris for the original Nintendo and started playing immediately. The first time I knocked Alexei out of first place I ran and got my mom to show her. Certain that this was a new world record that players around the globe could see. She wanted to let me believe so badly. But that would have been some Jetsons level tech for the time. I beat the Path of Pain in Hollow Knight, dodging 200 strikes of lightning in a row in Final Fantasy X, beating the helicopter level in GTA San Andreas. Hacks. In GTA Online an explosion blew me into the back of a lorry with one of those wooden crates on the back with no roof, so I landed inside. That was pretty cool, but none of my friends I was playing with believed me. Was playing Battlefield 1942. Myself and a friend versus a couple of coworkers. We were dang good. At one point my friend was in the middle of a desert and under attack, so I swooped down with a bomber and had him jump at just the right time to pick him up and fly away while the opponents just sat there agape. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.